there. In this tutorial I'm going to show about the concept of network load balancing and implement at Windows Server 2008. So for example, we have a scenario of a university website. For example, it's a web server, and it's a university web server, and this university declared the result. Now we all know that whenever university declares result, it creates too many traffics. Now too many users tries to uh, join the web server, tries to log in web server to find the result. Laptop user, a tablet user, a mobile user uh, tries to access web server, and well, it creates too many traffic, and it tries to resolve through ISP. So too many requests to web server, and web server might collapse. So according to the budget of university, they find, and it collapsed. That's the single thing, because web server can't resolve too many requests. It's up to what balance they created, what fault tolerance uh, system they adopt. Now, for example, if they adopt network load balancing, they have more than one client in the network. So for example, in this drawing scenario, it having three clients, tens 1, tens 2, tens 3, and one virtual IP is there, which is the IP of class C, which is a public network IP of the university. Now user knows the IP address of this web server, or they have knows the domain name. So simply as that, the DNS resolving the domain name, or having, or uh, simply we go through with this IP address. Now this web server just took the request and sent it to clients. For example, not only three but more than that clients are there in the network, and it giving it taking the request from the clients and sending it to assigning it to that took that request and resolve this, and then uh, give the necessary result to our clients, to our user. So this is what the web server do. So our scenario is simple. We don't have a web server, but we have a virtual IP of 192.168.1.1, which we create in our network load balancing, and we have two user, that is tens 1, tens 2, and the web server will have IP address 192.168.1.2, the 192.168.1.1, and the user IP will be there as 2. Since we don't have a router, so we will do some changes. So our web server, which is we created as virtually, and the network load balancing, we will see how. So that IP address will be there 192.168.1.1, and user will access that IP address, or the DNS server. If we have a DNS, then we will easily give the DNS name, and it will resolve through DNS server. Now what role we need to install first? We have Active Directory domain already, and DNS, DHCP. Now web server role is required to create a website. We already created web server in the past videos. We will do here again. So we are installing. It will take some time. We are pausing our video. Okay, after pausing video, we not only install web server in server 2000, this first machine, but a second machine also, which is our the name of the second machine is WS2K2 and WS2K1. Now we have to install a feature called network load balancing, and we have to install that. So not only in this machine, but as second machine. It would took some time. We're pausing our video. Okay, after browsing our video, we not only install web server in both machines, but we also install network load balancing in both machines. Now we have to access network load balancing manager and right click new cluster, give a host name. So host name, the host IP is of this machine is 10s1, which is the first host of the web server. Connect. Next, the priority will be obviously will be there 1. You have 32 more computer you can add in this network, so you have an option to have 32 computers. 32 and well will be default state will be started. Just next, the cluster IP. Now this is the option where we select our purchased IP, which we will purchase from ISP. So that IP address is 192.168.1.1. The subnet mask is by default taken, and this IP address will be shared, and it will be shared to rest of the 32 computers if you have 32 computers in the network. So next, full IP name is techengineer.tv. Next, so unicast, multicast, IGMP, multicast. So now if you can add and edit protocols according to so this is recreated, we done at this network at the first web server, the first web client. Now right click, connect to existing. This is where we will do a network load balancing clusters, and the host will be TENS1, the first client of the web server, which is TENS1. It will take some time to connect since configuration end at the first client. Here we go, and configuration change. So it took some time. Okay, so it's connected. So finish. Now we just add the TENS1 web server. Now what we do here, we have to add a host to this cluster, and that host is this TENS2 computer, the TENS2 server, which is this own server. So TENS2, the priority will be 2. Obviously we'll find that there is no option of 1, so priority remains 2, and up to 31 one computer, one web server is added from the. It took this step, and if you want to edit and add some protocols, you can. Now pending it tries to complete the operation. So now we can connect 3 more clients to this web server one by one. Entries will be there, and up to 32 computer, 32 web server, we have to manually add 32 time. Now since we don't have a router, let me do some changes at our network adapter. We don't have a router, so we have to make some changes, and the changes is we had a virtual IP which is 192.168.1.1. we will make some changes at DNS, so The IP address is 192.168.1.2 subnet mask, the default gateway. Since we don't have a router, that's the reason we are making this thing. Let not put gateway, but DNS 192.168.1.1, and the firewall is also off. Now it tries to pinging with our web server IP is 192.168.1.1 and it's pinging. So we make changes. So it's actually, if you have a router, or if you have a router as a server, then you don't require us to make this change. But since we don't have, that's the reason. Now we have to configure internet product and the internet information services, IIS. So add website, site name would be anything. We just stop default website, goes to computer, C drive, and in a pub. We already created this IIS thing in the previous videos. Now text document, make the text document, and it's not a process to create website, but since we have already less resource, that's the reason we are making thing like that. So for example, I'm just giving its first testing site of techengineer.tv. So we are save as, and we should tech file.html, all kind, save as all files, and we just created HTML file. So delete rest of the files to avoid confusion. Now trickle path C drive and a pub www root. Okay, the assigned IP address will be 192.168.1.1, the virtual IP we just made. You can bind it as HTTP or HTTPS. It's up to you. Give a host name, which is techengineer.tv, since it's a DNS server domain itself. Now directory browsing, we just enables the browsing. Right click, manage website, restarts it. Now same process will be done here also at web server, administrative tools, internet information service manager. Same file will be created. Now we made a change so that we, at last, when we try to prove that NLB completed, we able to understand what changes we made. So text document, and for example text file, same file, it doesn't matter. Now here at the statement we made a small change, and that small change is it's a second testing website of Tech Engineer TV. Remember at first web server what changes we made. It's the first testing site of Tech Engineer TV, and second in this server we saying a different script, and that is it's a second testing website of Tech Engineer TV. So rest all files, let delete all files to avoid any problem. Now what we do, a default website should be stop. Just stop, right click, add website, site name would be anything, doesn't matter. On physical path, give the physical path with C drive in a pub, www root. IP address would be same 192.168.1.1. Our host name is techengineer.tv because it's up. This server is a part of this domain called techengineer.tv. Now you can put www. I think we didn't make www in this tech server. Let me check. No, I think we didn't made. Okay, forget. Mm. Okay, browsing website, we didn't made www, so forget that www. Just enable directory browsing, enable, right click, manage website, restart, and we just created IIS. We just made IIS. Now goes to our client. For example, http://techengineer.tv, which is our domain. For example, this is a client. Okay, ask me later. Okay, tech file HTML. So there we go. It's a first testing site of Tech Engineer TV. Since the preferred one will get the opportunity to accessible. Now, for example, is 2K8. Let's disable the NIC of the 2K8, WS2K8. Now, according to the rule, the second server should take first server's place and should allow user to continue accessing the website. So http:// Engineer TV, address is same, techengineertv.tv. Ask me later. Okay, tech file, and here we go, the magic. It's the second testing website of Tech Engineer TV. Now before, what we saw is the first testing side of Tech Engineer TV. Now in the second, what script we are getting is it's a second testing website. It means the second server is we are accessing the second server, this web server 2 we are accessing. Saw the script what we just made in netpub www. Here we go. It's the second testing website of Tech Engineer TV. And at first one, what script we made? C drive, NetPub, www, tech file. Here we go. It's the first testing site of Tech Engineer TV. So that's we implemented NLB. So hope you enjoy this video and learn lots of stuff about NLB. This is why NLB has been made.